It's 64 boy.
Scratch.
Dressing the culture, I'm adjusting the culture, huh? Adjusting the culture, I'm adjusting the culture, huh? Dressing the culture, I'm adjusting the culture, huh? Dressing the culture, I'm adjusting the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come adjust the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come adjust the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come adjust the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come and adjust the culture, huh? Brick by brick, you get your boy Big Wall, and this is Address the Culture, and we back with another exciting show. Now, we got a special guest in the building. Now, when we talk about pure, uncut talent, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who has managed to mix their artistry and their music together to create a major platform. Somebody who has immortalized some of our biggest stars, some of the people we've lost, and made it gigantic to the culture, and it definitely adds to it in a major way. We got the one. We got the only. We got Andaluz, the artist, in the building. Welcome to Address the Culture.
Hey, what's going on, Big Wall, man? I appreciate you guys having me here to Address the Culture, man. Appreciate that very much.
Man, you already know the vibes, man. It's dope to have somebody like you to come through the culture, fam, because let's just be honest, man. The culture is dope, but it's not that many flowers, man. It's hard to build up your name, your brand, and reach certain heights in the culture. So to see somebody like you who continue to strive and motivate the culture is dope, man. So I'm glad you came through to address it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, and I'm glad to be here, man. I'm blessed and I'm honored, and I always appreciate it when people want to get me on their shows because it's just an amazing thing, and God puts me in the places that He needs to put me. So I'm just grateful to be here.
Man, say that, man. I like that God talk. You know what I'm talking about. So with all that being said, the first thing I want to know is, how did you get your name?
Well, it's actually Andaluz, the artist. Andaluz is my last name. So my first name is actually Efren, last name Andaluz. When I was in high school, the teachers would be like, "Oh, he's Andaluz," you know what I'm saying? Like I'd be everywhere except class. And then I just kind of ran with Andaluz. It's pronounced Andaluz, but it sounds like Andaluz. So actually my first company was Andaluz Designs. So I always ran with Andaluz. Yeah,
that's dope, man. It got a nice ring to it, and it's close to the chest because it's something that you was born with. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's dope. When it work, it work. You know what I'm saying?
It actually derived from Spain, from Andalusia, which is the lower part of Spain. So like I'm half Ecuadorian, half Dominican. So I'm just a mix. If you know Ecuador comes from native descendants, right? Like from Native Americans. Yeah. And then you have Spaniards. My last name's from Spain when they came. So you have native Spain, Dominican comes from Africa and Europe. So I'm just a mix of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my brother, talk your shit. You know what I'm talking about? So that name, it's more than just a name. You know what I'm saying? That's heritage, that's legacy, that's the whole nine for you. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it.
Yo, brother, you hit it right on the spot, bro. Because for me, being a Latino, you know what I'm saying, primarily known as a Latino, in a world where especially Latinos right now, they always look as, oh, these work hard, that you pay them low money and they do hard work. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, my father always taught me to work hard with my hands and work hard, but I had a creative ability and I was capable of creating something visually, whether it was art or graphics or logos. So I used that same work ethic, but I used it in my realm and in my actual individual lane of artistry. But I bust my butt like a Latino, you know what I'm saying? And I bust my butt to the core. And so for me, it was always important to have my last name first because even for my descendants, you know what I'm saying, for my daughter, for my future kids, for my grandkids, when they see Andaluz And even now, if you go to other places, Italy, Ecuador, Spain, Peru, and you see Andaluz, they're like, oh, wow, he comes from the same lineage. And it means a lot, not only for me, but for those people, so they know that they can also do the same thing that I was grateful for and that I achieved. So when my daughter gets older and she's in another state, another country,
Yeah.
and she sees a
Yeah.
mural that I painted, she could be like, oh, my dad painted that, or my cousin, oh,
Yeah.
Andaluz, that's my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I get it, man. At some point in life, you realize that it's bigger than actual what you in your present. It's bigger than that. It's about what you leave in your legacy, your
Correct.
heritage, making your name mean something. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's dope, man. Yeah, I like that, brother. So with all that being said, who is Andaluz the artist?
Oh man, Andaluz, the artist. I mean, I think I'm many things. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like for me, I evolved like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like as you get older, and as you go through things, trial and errors, you evolve, right? And I
yeah,
think I'm a creative being, you know what I'm saying? Like I was put on this earth to create and to inspire, you know, and I think God really put me here to inspire and not only inspire creatively, but inspire spiritually because when people see what I do and they always ask me like, yo, how do you do these things? And then I tell them God and they're like, it's generic. But when I
yeah,
really get into it and tell him how he changed my life and how he gives
yeah,
me visions and dreams and he allows me to create things that I never thought I could do. He allows me to think further than I ever was. Even before he came into my life, my whole thought process is different, you know.
yeah,
And you know, growing up in the hip hop culture, you know what I'm saying? Like they teach
yeah,
you things that sometimes are vain, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
absolutely.
so and everybody needs God, you know what I'm saying? Like people think, oh, no, I'm hard, I'm from the streets, blah, blah, blah. But like, yo, he changes the best of people, he changes the worst of people, you know what I'm saying? And
That's
he
a
makes you
fact.
into a better individual.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
so I think for me, I'm the loose, the artist is a person who inspires and creates, you know what I'm saying? And try to walk now at this time in my life, try to walk on a path a little more righteous, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I understand, man. I like your thought pattern, man. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's you thinking beyond. You know what I'm saying? It's just not flesh. It's just not surface. It's not just being vain. It's really
Yeah.
tapping into the culture and trying to affect it in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people out here with your platform and got the same abilities as you, but they're not doing what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not taking their gifts and trying to touch people in a major way. And when I seen that, bro, Lord, I had to reach out to you to tap into
Appreciate
that,
it.
man, because I think that's amazing, bro. Shouts out to you. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Man,
You
no doubt. You
know,
gonna get go ahead.
no, what were you saying, brother? What were you saying?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You got the
I
floor.
was go- I was gonna say, you know, I hear where you coming from, and it's like, you know, there's a lot of people with huge platforms, but the thing is, we're taught in the media realm, you know what I'm saying? And first of all, don't believe everything you see in the media. That's
Yeah,
first and foremost. I deal with mad rappers, I deal with mad celebrities, I deal with mad people, crazy. And a lot of times they're not who you think they are. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Talk about it.
you know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah,
they're feeding and they're fueling a fire that they're not in. You know what I'm saying? They're
yeah,
not in that fire no more. And they're
yeah,
fueling the fire and people are losing their jobs, they're losing their lives, they're losing their wives and their husbands and all types of stuff just to live a lifestyle that's not even real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
yeah,
is gimmicks. So I was in that, I was living that, and I was trying to be in that because I am, you know what I'm saying? When you talk about the culture, like I feel like I am the culture, like to the core.
yeah,
Because I'm originally from Queens, you know what I'm saying? Queens, New York. I moved to Long Island. You know, if you know Queens, you know Long Island, you know we have legends, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in hip hop. I grew up in this whole culture, you know, and New York is a little different than anywhere else, especially with Latinos, because like I see, and when you grow up as a Latino in New York, you know what I'm saying? Like you do things and say things, you know what I'm saying, that other Latinos in other states down south on West Coast would say, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? Most of
yeah,
my friends
yeah,
growing up were black. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's what it is. And they were like my brothers. So
yeah,
we grew up different. And then I go down south or when I go to the West Coast or something, and then there's like gangs and there's beef, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just it's weird to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I grew
Yeah.
up in this culture, and I love the culture so much. And I
Yeah.
think when we talk about the culture, I think the culture has evolved into something that's so universal. You know what I'm saying? That you see
Yeah.
kids in the suburbs, loving rap and loving what it's
Yeah.
about. You know what I'm saying?
Kids
But the
on the other
thing
side
is,
of the world. You know what I'm saying?
correct, correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
In other countries that don't even speak English, that you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in France and Germany, and it's just
Yeah.
like it's a really an amazing thing. You know what I'm saying? And the and hip hop and the culture evolved so much that and we can just keep talking about this because there's so much to it, but
Yeah.
has grown so much. And I told this to people, is like hip hop itself is cancerous, not in a bad way, but a good way. Like, well, it could be both. You know what I'm saying? It could be in the both sides. But for me, it's like I love hip hop. I breathe
Yeah.
it. And even
Yeah.
though I found God, it doesn't mean that I don't love it. I do. I have to move differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
for and for me, it's like hip hop. Anything that was hip hop back in the day, when it was in the Bronx, it was frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? Even in the early '90s, frowned upon, frowned upon. And so, but it's so cancerous that once you get it and you hear it, it just
It's over with.
changes you. It's
Yeah.
it's a wrap, and it
Yeah.
takes over and comes from the different elements that come from different parts of the world. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
different sounds. And so when that happens, anything that's an element of hip hop also is the same thing. So graffiti is an element of hip hop. So graffiti was
Absolutely.
frowned upon, right? And I'm not a graffiti artist per se. I'm more of a street artist, do murals and faces, but it all stems from the spray can, which all kind of goes back to the trains, and hip hop core. And
Absolutely.
I want to say, like, I appreciate even graffiti legends, because when they were doing it, there wasn't money involved. It was just out of love, and it was just out of the thrill. And
Yeah.
graffiti evolved into such a point where someone like me can eat and feed my family and
Yeah.
take care of other people, and you know what I mean, and maneuver from hip hop culture. So it's
Yeah.
like, when you talk about the culture, like, you know what I mean, like I love it, I live it, I breathe it, and I'm definitely all for it, man.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. And like you said, kind of to piggyback off of what you said, that back in the day, it was frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? But you're
Hmm.
somebody like you're celebrated. People want you to put something on the side of their building. People want you
Yeah.
to, what I'm saying, like they celebrated. It was a time where they didn't want nobody painting on the side of their buildings and on their block. None of that. You know what I'm talking about? But they welcome somebody like you with open arms, and that's just because the culture, like you said, evolved in such a dope fashion where it's a part of the culture. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it makes you feel like it's a part of your DNA. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And shouts out to you for doing that. You know what I'm saying? And being one of
I
the
appreciate
people
that.
who doing it on a high level, bro. That's dope, man.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man,
it.
that's a fact, bro. Now, you're a guy who wear many hats. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of want to talk about the artist side of you for a second. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When did you first know that you had that gift of illustration, and when did you know that you wanted to do it as a career or a profession, so to speak?
I knew at an early age, to be honest with you, like I
Yeah,
was talented with sketching.
yeah.
Pardon me. I get it from both sides of my family. Like on my mother's side, I had an uncle who was a bodybuilder at the time. Rest in peace to him. He used to sketch bodybuilders and stuff like that because he was into that. So like Arnold Schwarzenegger and stuff like that. He used to
Okay.
be sketch them on the side. It wasn't a real thing, but he was good at
Yeah.
it. His younger brother, my uncle Rich, who's actually a producer, he does dope beats. He We used to sketch comic book figures, like Ninja Turtles back then, Wolverine.
Okay.
He was really
Okay.
dope, but he like took it to the next level. That was on
Yeah.
my mother's side. Then on my father's side, my grandfather, rest in peace to him too. He kind of inspired me. He really brung. He bought me my first like sketching books and stuff like that. And he used to draw like
Wow.
realistic stuff like cats and detail stuff. So I seen that, and that like I always wanted to do that, and I actually had it in my blood. So since I was a kid, I was always sketching. I like comic books, so I used to do like comic books and action figures and stuff like that. And I was
Yeah.
always more advanced than my peers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was our art school. You know, we didn't. My parents didn't bring me to art school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I first moved from Queens to Long Island, the teacher would try to help. She was like, "Oh, you're so phenomenal. You need to go to art class and do this." I'm like, "Bro, you sound crazy." I wasn't trying to do that. I'm like, I was a fighter. Like I used to fight, and I was like I used to have ladies, and I used to fight.
Yeah.
So that was my
Yeah.
thing. And like I didn't care about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And it was a teacher in high school actually, Miss Amakawa. Shout out to her. She actually helped me because I didn't even think I was going to graduate. You know, I used to get into a lot of nonsense, stupid stuff too, and and there was times where I'd be about to get into a fight or something, and she would grab me and bring me into the art room and tell me to draw and sketch. But I had so much respect for her, even though I didn't want to do it, I would do it. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
why teachers, especially teachers that go above and beyond are so important. Important. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Yeah.
lot of teachers, they just get paid. They don't want to be there. They don't want to deal with certain kids. But there's certain teachers that like, you know, they really go above and beyond for certain people that don't look like them. Because my teacher didn't look nothing like me, but she understood my worth, right? And
Yeah.
so and she helped me get into college. She wrote me, you know, so like things, little things like that, you don't
Yeah.
see it, but
Yeah.
little people like that in your life could really change your life for the better. So ever since I was a kid, I was sketching, you know, and I knew that I
Yeah.
was far advanced than the other people around me.
Yeah, yeah, that's dope, man. You, you something different, bro. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man, you a beast, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I done seen a lot of people do what they do, but the way you do it and how you do it, man, you can really truly tell that you got a love for it, man. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, brother.
You're not just doing it just to do it. That's a fact.
And
Um,
we got Shot Town in here, right? Shot Town, right?
Man, you already know the
So you
vibes.
see what it is, baby. You see what it
All
is. Art
right.
class. You see what it
Alright,
is out here.
alright. Alright, I see what type of time you on, man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
We have to
Yeah,
hold it down, man. We have to hold it
yeah,
down.
yeah. I like the vibe. You know what I'm saying? And speaking about a vibe, you know what I'm saying? I know you do the music thing too. We're gonna take off the
Mhm.
artist hat. We're gonna take off the artist hat. We're gonna put on the music hat. You know what I'm saying? You dope on the mic, man, and you've been getting it in for a long time, brother. You know what I'm saying? So when did you first know that you wanted to do music? You know what I'm saying? And at what age? And when did you decide you wanted to take it into the Christian realm because you do hardcore, dope Christian music? So talk about that journey, man, and your whole musical experience.
Well, man, so as far as music is concerned, you know, it's like a hobby, but it's more than a hobby. It's not really a hobby at this point. I really take it serious, you know, but
Yeah,
I grew up, like I said, I'm from Queens, and I grew up with my uncle, the one that produces, Rich, shout out to him. And he was listening to, he was bumping, he always have his radio bumping. At that time it was cassette tapes. He was listening to Naughty by Nature, LL Cool J, you know what I'm saying? Some
yeah,
of those like
legends.
Wu Tang, and like
Yeah,
I would always hear speakers bumping, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
so it was like already in my system. You know, I lived in Southside Jamaica, Richmond Hill area. So around there, there's the train. So nonstop, every few minutes you hear dun, 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 dun. So it was like an energy. You know, there's graffiti outside. You hear the train
yeah,
moving. You hear the bass from my own. So you hear violence. You hear all types of crap,
yeah, yeah,
right? And it's
yeah.
a part
Police
of the
sirens,
yeah, all that
ambulance.
stuff.
Yeah,
So it's a
yeah.
part of it, and it
Yeah,
was already kind of like in the DNA. And so
yeah,
when I was younger, I used to my grandfather bought me a keyboard, so I used to have play the same sounds like doom 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 doom. And I used to create my own beat in my head, and then I would try to rap. I would freestyle. I didn't know what I was
yeah.
doing. I started writing stuff at a young age. I was probably like 8, 9, like just trying
Yeah,
to do something. And then what happened was I moved to Long Island, and when I moved to Long Island, I had a lot of issues with other people, young kids. that went to school, because what happened is I feel like, and I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying, but this is my perception, is that when I came from Queens to Long Island, it was like the dudes out here felt like they had something to prove to me because I was from
Yeah.
Queens. So I used to
Yeah.
get into a lot of fights. And what
Yeah.
happens is people in the boroughs think that Long Island is soft, you know what I'm saying? Because it's the suburbs.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the Long
Yeah. Yeah.
Island, certain parts of Long Island remind me of like West Coast or down south. It looks nice in the, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
But don't
but
get it twisted.
yeah, you end up in the woods or something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so. And these
Yeah.
boys don't play, but I had the same mindset. I was a young kid, but I was like, that's Long Island, like, you know. So I used to get into a lot of fights because I didn't take nobody serious, you know.
Yeah.
And long story short, I had ended up becoming my best friend, but I had gotten to it. I had an issue with some dude that was from. I was in Huntington, right, Huntington, Long Island. He was from Amityville. He moved to the school. His name was Duran, right, and Duran, who was actually God Body, his fam's God Body. So he would come on the
Okay.
bus, and he's like, we're like in sixth grade, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
he's like, yo, what's today's mathematics? I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, I hate math. What are you? You know what I mean? And he'd be like, and so the thing is, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was our egos, but we got into it. You know what I'm saying? We got
Yeah.
into
Play
a big,
heads. Y'all used to play
yeah.
heads. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we got into a big brawl one time. I forgot, it was over the stupidest thing. Went from the bus to outside. He actually, give it to Duran. He beat me. You know what I'm saying? He beat me. He was
Y'all
heavier than
got
me. He laid
busy.
on top. We got busy, and it was like we were
Yeah.
enemies, dog. I couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened, but we became best friends. It was the craziest thing. You know what I'm
It
saying?
happens, bro.
Best,
I'm not
yo,
surprised.
yo,
Yeah. It
best
happens.
friends, though. That's like my brother. You know, I would kill somebody for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I get
and
it.
he was the dopest lyricist I ever knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just far advanced, and he was rapping about stuff, especially since his father was God Body, and he was rapping, and he had knowledge itself, and he was
Yeah.
reading the dictionary in like sixth grade, like stuff that just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? He was
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
made a song called The Opposite, and he was rapping about everything backwards. You know, it was just crazy. Like, and this was before
Wow.
Papoose and all them,
And
and his
Nas,
flow was
you
just,
know, Nas
yeah,
did that.
yeah, it was even before that, and he was young. He had to
Yeah.
be like 14, 15 when he did that.
And that's dope.
Long story short, we got on the bus. This is before we were friends, and he's freestyling. He would always freestyle off the top of his head,
Yeah.
and so he's riffing at everybody, and he starts going at me. And he starts freestyling. He's dissing me, right? And we're on the bus, and I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, and I felt out of character. So I was
Yeah.
thinking, like, yo, what am I supposed to do right now? And
You gotta bust a move. We gotta do something though.
I gotta do something. So what happened is, if anyone that knows me, I'm a huge Shaq fan. Like, Shaquille O'Neal, like my
Okay.
idol growing up.
All right.
Actually, we'll get back to that, but Shaq actually purchased one of my paintings not too long ago on my Instagram live, which was crazy. But that just goes
Dope.
full circle, like, insane.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know that a lot. I love Shaq since I was a kid. So I had his
Yeah.
video game, Shaq Fu, which was horrible, but I'm great at it still to this
Yeah.
day,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And I had all his albums. I had all that. But I also
Yeah.
knew no one on that bus knew Shaq songs like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I spit a Shaq verse.
Yo.
I spit a Shaq verse to get back at him. And when I spit the verse, everybody on the bus was like, "Oh, he got you!" They couldn't believe I got Gerard. Right? And I sat there. I told him later on in life, like, yo, I got you with a Shaq verse. He was packing up. But that kind of started because then I knew, damn, he's going to come back tomorrow. Like, I knew that now I really had, because now I just stunted like I just did some amazing freestyle, and people are expecting me to spit bars. So that kind of, so Shaq and Duran kind of forced me into rapping, and
Shaq had got bars, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, so you'll spit some ill, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, for sure, and I know I heard him, but yeah, that's my brother Duran. He went by the name Thoughts. He went by the name Thoughts, and unfortunately he passed away in 2012.
Man, God bless
He
the
was
dead.
he was murdered in 2012 over some stupid stuff. So like,
Wow.
you know, that's my brother. You know what I mean? And I lost. We grew up. It was a group of us, and both of my closest friends both passed away at an early age. So that's why for me, I take it serious. Like, you know what I mean? Like when some of your people that were closest to you, you know, when you lose someone that's your best friend, you lost it. Your childhood, you lost a big piece because you can't talk
Yeah.
to people the same way, and you don't look at
Yeah.
everybody the same way. Because
Yeah.
like now that I'm bigger, people that talk to me or try to be friends with me, it gets weird because I'm like, I don't know what they want. Because nowadays
Yeah.
everybody wants something, but your true
Yeah.
friends, they're always there regardless. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
a
both of
fact.
my friends passed away at an early age, and it affected me. But actually, it helped me because I grew closer to God. You know, and either you can stray away from God and hate Him. When you lose people, you can do two things. You can hate God and not believe in Him, or hate Him, or you can
Yeah.
get closer to Him. And thank
Yeah.
God, you know, I got closer to Him, and it actually changed my life because I thought I was Superman. Like my
Yeah.
best friends, they were also Superman. I thought they were untouchable. So when
Yeah.
this happened, it made me change. Like, damn, son, like anyone could be gone in an instant, any
Yeah.
given day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I like the vibe, man. I'm definitely on that type of time with God, man. That's why I blame Him for nothing and I thank Him for everything. You know
I
what
hear
I'm
you,
saying?
man. Amen to
That's
that.
definitely the vibe, man. Shouts out to you for having that mentality, brother. So, speaking of God, you being a dope MC, how did you transition from doing regular hip hop to going over to the gospel aspect of what you do?
Um, so it's just weird. Like my background is a little weird. You know what I mean? Like just how I grew up faith wise. You know, my
Yeah,
parents were both Christian. I mean, but both Catholic, right? And my father was Catholic, but he never really went to church. You know, he just did whatever. And my mother, she was Catholic, but then her sisters, she's a Jehovah's Witness, right?
yeah.
So she would go. She was never baptized, but she would go. So she raised us as me and my brother as Jehovah's Witnesses. So we would go, even though I
Okay.
was never baptized, and I would still do my own thing. Like that's why I never was baptized because one thing I try to stay away from is being a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's a hypocrite every now and then, but I try to stay away from that as much as possible. So I never was baptized, but what happened was I would always do rap, but I would always go like even for me, I had friends that were streets. I was never in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I never
Yeah,
lie about what I do. You know, I had
yeah,
both my parents. Thank God my father really was strict. He was on top of me, and that's very important. I always tell people it's important, you know, even especially for fathers, especially for ones that just don't want to deal with the mother, don't want to be around. It's like it's super
yeah.
crucial for father to be there for their family. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, everything's a cycle. You know what I'm saying? If the same thing keeps happening, nothing gets out of that circle. But
Absolutely.
if you build that box up, you can keep making it bigger. So, so for me, like,
Yeah.
I'm at a mind state where, I grew up as a learning Jehovah's Witness stuff. And long story short, I had left the religion, a few years back, and it was the
Okay.
best thing for me to do because I thought it was the true religion because that's what they teach you. It's the one and only true religion. And once I really started researching and really searching for God, because what happens is people people look for religion and they put religion and they replace God with religion. And they think that this religion is
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
so that's a big issue for me. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. I believe Yahweh. I believe in the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. But
yeah,
I also see what's going on in the church. And when I was going was a Christian hall, but me leaving that and seeing what they were really doing and how they were training your brain to believe. Because the thing about them is like if you don't agree with every single thing they say, you get disfellowshipped, which is shunned, and
yeah,
they cut you off. And so I
yeah,
seen family and friends get cut off. And then like one day I really got Holy Spirit, something that I would always hear, but as witnesses they don't really focus on that. So you think that Holy Spirit is just something you don't feel like it's a feeling. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't feel like, and they believe in visions or dreams or seeing things. They all think it's demonic. So you already cut off from your spiritual realm. The religion kind of cuts you off from being one with the spirit and being one with God. So until I actually started researching myself and got the spirit and got visions and dreams, and I was like, wow, I don't need this religion that I thought was the, and I realized that I was putting the religion in place of where God was. And
Yeah.
I was doing it
Yeah.
wrong because
Oh
God is
wow.
not a religion. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And a lot of people
Yeah.
do that, whether it's Christian, Muslims, you know what I'm saying, whether it's Jews. And the thing is, like a lot of religions, they're fighting over the same God. It's the weirdest thing. Like once you really
Yeah.
start researching, right,
Yeah.
Allah is actually the name. The word Allah is in the Bible as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not only in the Quran. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so they're all fighting over the same God, and it's
Yeah.
just different tribes that kind of separated when you really do the research. So
Yeah.
so when I finally got light, I had a dream. I'll tell you the dream that kind of switched me. I was doing hip hop, regular hip hop. I was dropping an album called Thoughts of an Artist, dedicated to my best friend Thoughts, right? Thoughts of an Artist. And this is about 2014. And I had Tony Yayo on a song. I had Ran Poobah on a song. Um, I had a few other like rappers that I can't name at this point because of agreements, but I had them on on songs, and I was about to drop. I was ready to drop it, and right when I'm ready to drop it, I have a dream. Like God started changing me, and then I had a dream, and in the dream, there was multiple things going on. But one part of the dream, I was in a room, and it was actually my grandfather's room, the one that gave me like painting supply stuff.
Yeah.
And it was in Queens. We were in Queens, and I remember it was an apartment. It was the living room area, and there was like a balcony that oversees the city. And I'm in there, and I'm walking through the hallway, and I see rappers like just chilling in there, but not rappers that I listen to, not like DMX or like Nas.
Yeah.
I seen like
Yeah.
young up and coming rappers like X right? That kid. I seen Lil Uzi Vert. I seen a
Wow.
few of them like young, like now they're a little bigger, but at that time, 2014, they were kind of like
Yeah.
upcoming.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
listened to them like that, so I don't even know why they were in my dream. You understand? But I seen these dudes. I think Chief Keef might have been in there too, randomly. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I walk past. I'm in the living room. Everything is in regular color, and I sit down on a couch and I look out the window. And Lil Uzi, like everybody's sitting around, Lil Uzi Vert is on the floor on his back, just kicking his legs in the air. It was weird. It was weird. And and so I look outside the window and it's nighttime, and I hear "Get Out." That's all I hear, right? And I'm like, okay. So I look back into the room, and everything that was in color, it turned red, like this, like everything turned
Wow.
red. So like what they were wearing were red, like Lil Uzi's like dreadlocks or his he had dreadlocks and corn braids. When they started turning red, his suit he had on was red, right? Their pigment was getting red. And I was like, what the hell is going on right now? And I started bugging out. And all the guys in the room turned red and the walls turned red. And I look back outside, I hear, get out of her. Get out of her now. So when I heard that, I got up and I started walking. And then he said, run. I heard run. So I ran out. And when I ran out, I woke up and I got like my hairs was standing up. You know what I'm saying? I was bugging out. And I
Wow.
thought about it and I knew exactly what that meant. He was talking about get out of the music industry. That's why they had all those music artists that were up and coming that were in there, and the room turned red and it became like a demonic place. And I heard from
Wow.
God to get out. And I knew when he said get out of her, he was talking about the music industry. So, and I was
Wow.
about to drop my album, and I'm like, and I knew it was like a sign. I never had a vision at that point so clear. I was like, all right, I can't do this. I called my engineers, like my manager. I'm like, yo, I can't drop the album. He's like, what do you mean? Like, we're ready. And I literally stopped everything. He understood, and it took a few years, bro. Like, I didn't even listen to rap music, which was hard for me, being that hip hop was in my blood. But
Yeah.
you know, when you're addicted to something, because I was addicted to hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're addicted to something and you're trying to get out of it and you're trying to be free from it, what you have to do is you have to stay away from it. You
Yeah.
have to stay far away from it because, like
Yeah.
any addict, you know that you can fall a victim and then go right back to it. So I literally had to stay away. And I stood away for like 2, 3 years, probably 3 years. And I wasn't even listening to it. And if it was rap music, they had no curses or nothing like that. And then what happened is one day I'm in my office doing work, and a video came on, and it was called "Somebody Lied to Us" was the name of the video, right? Was the name of the song, and it was by a rapper. His name was Sevin, Sevin, right? He's from Sacramento, California. And yo, when you get a chance, you gotta listen to and watch the video. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I started listening to it, and I'm like, yo, what's this? I start watching it. And it's like a dude. They look like bangers, like they're real bangers. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell they're from the streets. And they're showing a video about like Bloods and Crips and banging and like all types of crazy stuff. And I'm like, but they were talking about God, and the way he was talking about God, it like, and then I looked for another song because I was like, yo, this song it gave me like spirit. I felt for him. I looked for another song of his, and then I was like, yo, this is hard. But he was talking about God. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Because in my head, I was like, Christian rap, I was like, this is corny. I would never do it. Like even Cray, Andy Mineo, I heard of them. I never listened to them because I was like, And then after I listened, I just left it on and I was working. I'm like, yo. Then I heard another dude named Dayton, then God Over Money and Bizzle. All these rappers out of nowhere. I'm like, yo. And that's when I kept listening. And I was like, and I had something I could listen to finally. Until I was finally like, now I listen to rap. I still listen to stuff, but at the end of the day, I do it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? I listen to regular rap music. You know, people are like, the Christian people are like, oh, you can't listen to that. That's what secondary music. I forget what they call it, but you can't listen to that because it's secular music, right? And I'm like, bro, Jesus dealt with everybody. You know, the thing for me was I had to leave because I wasn't a man in my faith. Now that I'm more of a man in my faith, I can be around certain things and not be like an addict and say I have to do this or I have to be a part of it.
It's not an addiction no more.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
And God put me in a better place at this point in my career. He said, you're gonna do this, and then finally, when I prayed about it and He gave me the okay, then I said, all right, I'm gonna do raps, but I'm still talk to the people that look and sound like me, but I'm gonna praise you and I'm gonna sanctify you and glorify you and do whatever from there. And since that day, since I changed my life like 5-6 years ago, bro, I've never been in a better place. I have my songs played on Hot 97 and you know, Sirius Satellite Radio, Shade 45, and this is all within my that just dropped a few months ago. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I've been trying to get on the radio for years, to no avail. As soon as I start talking, and I'm talking about God, and they're playing it. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's dope, man. Shouts out to you, man, for walking in your purpose, bro. Because there's a lot of people who hear that purpose and see those visions and hear God talking to them, and they don't respond to it, man. That's where that free will come in. You know what I mean? Because it's at the end of the day, it's all a choice. So again, shouts out to you for listening to God and walking in your calling, bro. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you.
No doubt, brother. Now around this time, I like to dig into your psyche a little bit. You know what I mean? Now I know you dope with the morals, man. You have immoralized everybody from Kobe Bryant to DMX. You know what I'm saying? On a big scale. You know what I'm saying? If you could immoralize one person, dead or alive, on the biggest stage you could think of, where this portrait of this person will be the picture for this person, for the world. If you could do that with one person, dead or alive, who would you pay and why?
To be honest with you, if I knew what he looked like, I would paint Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like if I knew what Jesus looked like, I would paint him for the whole world to see. You know what I'm saying? Because we live in a world right now that like they don't even want to hear the name Jesus. They don't want to hear about it, man. Like we live in a world where they want to hear about everything else. You could do whatever you want, you know, but don't talk about Jesus because it offends somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so I'll paint a huge face of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? On the Empire State Building, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And that's who I would, but I don't know what he looks like. You know what I'm saying? So like, just painting a painting of Jesus is going to start a issue. You know what I'm saying? It might start race issues because some people might be like, well, he looked like this, or he wasn't that. He was bronze, he was black, he was white, he was eight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I did one painting of Jesus, and the painting was him, his face, but it was in different colors because I put him in different shades because he represents all of us. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why I did with that portrait, and it's very difficult to be like, but if it was someone that wasn't Jesus, and I had to put someone on the side of a building, man, that's crazy. Like I probably would have to say right now, I mean, I don't know, man. Like that's a difficult question. I would probably say if it's anybody, you know what I mean, like this, my brain doesn't think regular. You know what I'm saying? Like I go deep into. So I would say my daughter, but the thing is, like I would say my daughter, but the thing is, I also think about it, and I wouldn't do it just because people are weird. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what people are thinking. You know what I'm saying? So like when you put family life and things involved, people get a little crazy. I don't know what's up with this battery. So maybe I don't know. It'd have to be someone that changed the world. That's why I say Jesus, but maybe someone that changed the world. I wouldn't put a politician up there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into politics. Would I put a rapper up there? I don't think I'll put a rapper up there neither. You know what I'm saying? I think it would have to be someone that really did a lot for people. You know what I mean? Like maybe like a Martin Luther King or Gandhi or you know, like some philosopher, you know what I mean? Someone that helped change the world, Mother Teresa, you know what I mean? Like someone like that because they deserve it. People forget about them. They're not cool celebrities, but they've done a lot for more people than we could ever imagine. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely get it, man. Your Nelson Mandelas and so on and so forth. People who have really, you know, done things on a major scale, man. You know, I definitely get it. I definitely get it, brother. Now, when you think back along your life, brother, what was some of the best advice you've ever been given?
Best advice?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a deep question. Some of the best advice I'd ever been given. Um, hmm. I've gotten a lot of advice. I think
I can imagine.
I think I'll be on, and I know this sounds crazy. A lot of stuff I say sounds crazy. But I think the best advice I ever gotten was in my head. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe those thoughts come from God. Because I hear things, and like what I used to do before, I was never confident. Like I would do stuff, I know I was good at it, and my ego was crazy because I knew I was good at certain things and I was gifted with it. But I was never fully confident of like, should I do it? Or I wanted to do it, but I was afraid to do it because I was afraid of failure. And I think once I relied on God, I relied on myself because I knew I was always with me. So when I started to prosper was when I stopped taking advice actually from other people, because people always act like they're trying to give you advice and they're giving you advice for themselves. They're giving you advice. With their own agenda, and they're giving you advice that they would tell themselves because they can't do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And there's no offense to them. Everybody has their own gifts, but you know, like an artist, most people would be like, "Oh, don't be an artist. Artists are broke. They're broke artists." You know what I'm saying? Like that's what most of the people told me my whole life. I grew up. I heard, don't do this. Go get a job. 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5. My mother, I love her. Always 9 to 5. You get a job. You can do this. You can do that. And it's like I would always confuse because I was always listening to people, and it wasn't until like I started relying on God and not my family or friends or anybody else as a crutch and blaming other people because I wouldn't do things and I'll blame you. Oh, I didn't do it because of you. Once I started saying, you know what, I'm gonna do what I feel is right because I'm relying on God now. So advice is from my own head, which comes from God, that told me to stick to your guns. If you have an idea, do it.
Yeah.
Don't if there's an idea, don't slack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now that's what I do. If I have an idea, boom, I do it. And it's been the best advice that I've ever gotten because it's getting me to places that, if I was to listen to people say, don't do it, why are you gonna paint 151 Pokemon on the side of the building? Why? Because it's gonna go viral.
Yeah.
It took 10
Yeah.
days, but it changed my life. So,
Yeah.
that's probably the best advice that I got.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it got you where you at. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact, brother. That's super dope, man. I love the mind state, man. When it comes to the culture, what would you change about it if you could?
Oh man, I would change a few things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would
Let's talk about
change.
it.
I would literally change. Um, I would change the the gang thought process. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like like and I have brothers, and I've been around a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to disrespect nobody, but at the same time, like, I think there's so much violence going on, and we're taught like, yo, kill this man. You know what I'm saying? He
yeah.
disrespected you, stepped on kicks. Like this
Yeah.
thought process has kept people in misery. You know what I'm saying? It's kept mothers crying, brothers, family members crying, pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that could have changed the future and our future youth are going and dying at a young age. And you know what? It's like when we get older, we realize it. And we're blessed. Me and you are both blessed to be here at our ages. You know what I'm saying? Because my
Absolutely.
best friends are gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like, I'm still here. Why? I was crazy. I was crazier. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
and and
Yeah.
and so for me, it's like
Absolutely.
life is very important. And I think, in the culture, we don't look at lives as important anymore. We just look at it as, if you're not doing nothing, or, and also like the thought of like, yo, you have to be a big baller. You know what I'm saying? Like that thought process of like, you have to have this, or 10 million girls, or this or this,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
stunt. And
Yeah.
what
Absolutely.
that's doing is leaving people in debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, beautiful young children that should be growing up and learning how to save and learning how to do things to better themselves,
It's
and
giving a
being
false
inspired.
reality. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's killing our future, it's killing the youth and all these creative beings. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many young creative people that have the huge concepts, and they get it snuffed away because of
Yeah.
violence. And sometimes they're not even a part of it. They're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it's like, things like that kind of definitely annoy me. I think I would change that. Like I said, I would change the perception of like having to floss everything. You know what I'm saying? All this fake lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And it's like having a lifestyle where like we're demonizing being a pimp, and having multiple women. You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of stuff. What is it showing our daughters? You know what I'm saying? Like, then they
Yeah.
grow
Talk
up.
about
You
it.
know, you can talk about other women, but then someone talks about your daughter, now you're pissed off.
That's a
But like,
problem.
what are you teaching your daughter by doing this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, we're all young, but at an age, that's another thing. Is like, I feel like the culture sometimes, we get stuck, and it's like, we evolve as humans. We have to evolve, and I feel like sometimes the culture doesn't evolve. It just stays there, and everybody wants to be young, and everybody wants to be a mumble rapper. It's like, I love Jay-Z's content because he evolves. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he's talking about things that should be evolving. Yes, hip hop is one of the only like music sources of music and culture that's like, you're too old for that, which is crazy because hip hop is a culture. So it's like, you
Yeah.
should evolve. An older hip hop head there should be more hip hop heads that are 60, 70 years old still kicking it and still having a platform, because rock and roll people got it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
a
country singers
fact.
got it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
these are certain things that, I think should change in the culture, because
Yeah.
it also damages respect to the elders. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no
Yeah.
morals nowadays. I don't think that has to do with the culture. The morals has to do with the world and the media. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
hip hop culture. Hip hop culture didn't put this on. It was forced, through
Yeah.
we already know. We go the years of nonsense that happened. Hip hop culture was created from nothing, right? So all that pain comes through it. But at the same time, if we evolve, we should be evolving. But the media keeps pushing certain agendas, and unfortunately, there's so many artists that are dope that should be in the foreground and promoting positivity. There are people that promote it, but positivity is not what the media wants to show you. You know what I'm saying? So we should be focusing on positivity and buying land. You know what I'm saying? Building generational wealth. These are all that we should be thinking about, not only for us. We should not only think about us. We should be thinking about the future generations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Coming through the culture, dropping jewels all over the place, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact, man. I see what type of time you on, bro. If you could go back and give younger you some advice, what would you tell yourself, man?
I would tell myself, don't be afraid to fail. You know what I'm saying? I would tell myself, don't be afraid to fail. Because failure made me who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
say that.
Like, you know, people are afraid, and those bugs, those butterflies you get in your stomach when you're about to do something you never tried and you feel you're gonna look like a dummy. That's the best thing that could happen to you. Right? Don't take on those butterflies as quickly as you can, because as quickly as you get over that, as quickly you get to the next step where you're gonna have butterflies. Every step is a challenge, bro. You know what I'm saying? From like wanting to learn how to speak correctly, right? Like I talk to different people differently because I know the lingo. You know what I'm saying? Like it depends on who I'm speaking to. I'm gonna, and people are like, oh, be you, be true to yourself. I am true to myself, bro. But I also know there's a time and place for everything. So like if I'm doing a sale, or you know, I literally forced, because I didn't know, my speech was different. My speech was like, yo, what up, son? What up, dope? You know what I mean? All that. So having my own business, actually, my father helped me with my business at 24. I opened up my store in Long Island. So I had a store for a long while. So while I had my store, I had a lot of failures, but I learned from those failures. I dealt with different clients from different backgrounds, from different money ranges. So I had to know how to speak. I had to learn, I had to look and read a lot. I had to read to fix my vocabulary because I wanted to sound better. I want to be approachable. I want to be able to make business deals. And there's nothing wrong with that. People are like, oh, that's like, bro, it's like learning languages, bro. English language, there's different ways to speak it. You know what I mean? And it's like the more dialects, the more ways you know how to speak, the better you're going to be, the more sales you're going to make. It's just like if you learn how to speak 5 different languages, you're going to make more money because you can now sell in different countries. So that's, you know what I'm saying? These are things that at an early age I figured out. And that's what I would tell myself, bro, is like, focus on getting rid of those bugs. Anything that you're afraid of, do it and get it out of your system.
I like that, man, bro. You definitely a whole vibe, man. Shouts out to you, bro.
Man, appreciate
you know what I'm saying, bro? That's a fact, man. What would you like to say to all of your fans, all of your supporters, all of the A1s and day ones, as they call them, everybody that's been in your corner from the start, brother? What message would you like to say to them?
I would like to thank them. You know what I'm saying? Thank all my fans that. A lot of people have been rocking with me since I'm on the loose, since the business, since I was they used to call me the t-shirt guy. Because my fashion art and music. So you know, I went to school, but I started learning how to screen airbrushing t-shirts since 2004. So I was always doing clothing. Hence I still saw a lot of my merchandise, and I do well at it because I learned through that. But I was the t-shirt guy. I wasn't the art guy. And I hated that because they're like, oh, he does t-shirts. And I was always like, I do more than t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? But there's people that's been following me since before then. You know what I'm saying? When I had clothing brands, where I was doing fashion shows, right? And from those people then that has been watching me and watching me grow, to the new people that just seen maybe the DMX mural, maybe the Kobe Bryant, you know, any of those viral murals, I want to thank you guys for your support, because without you, I wouldn't be able to provide for my family. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to take care of other people around me. Your support helps support other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I appreciate that. I also want to say that I hope that I'm doing good and right by you, that I'm inspiring you, and I hope as you know I mature as an artist that you know with my failures that you forgive me for some of those failures, and that
Yeah.
you continue to rock with me. And if I fail and you see me falling off and not doing the right thing, that you guys help me up so that we can both make it to see the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I
Yeah.
probably tell my
Man.
fan base.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man. And I know your fan base, man. They appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a fan of what you do. You know what I'm saying? And I think what you do is super dope, bro. You know what I'm saying? The
Appreciate
sky's
that.
the limit. You know what I'm saying? Now tell me what you got next, man. What's going on? What bullets you got in the chamber, man? Because I already know you over there working, man. So tell everybody a little bit what you got next. Let everybody know how they can get in tune with you, man. Talk this shit.
So right now, album out. It's called "Welcome to the Quarantine." It's out on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music. You can get it from my website if you want to purchase it. It comes with a print. I only have a few more of those left. So "Welcome to the Quarantine." Be ready for that because I have some joints on there. It's about 13 songs. I have features, and
Oh,
some of the features are really dope. I have Graph. If you know Queen's music and you know rappers, Graph just to Joyner Lucas. So Graph is on my
oh,
album. I have Big Pun's son, Chris Rivers. He's on my album, and you know, Big Pun was one of my favorites. So to have his son there is an honor.
oh,
Who else I have
legacy.
on the album? Yeah, it was crazy. I have a few. I have a young kid named Young Cassius. Right now, he's buzzing. He's from Brooklyn. Right now, he has a song out that's really making hits on Hot 97. So it actually boosted my Spotify with him on my album.
Dope.
Another dude named On Q. So I'm shooting music videos for that right now. My brother showed up, who's my brother from another mother. He lives in Cali now, but he's from Long Island too, Brooklyn actually. He's on there. So I have a song coming out. My first music video is for the intro to my album called The Pair. That will be out in a few weeks. Then we're shooting another video right now from my second single, "Stop My Shine," featuring Show Nuff and
Oh,
Leah Harris. So that's gonna be
oh,
crazy. I'm trying to put a music video every month, and if you know me, you know that I don't do regular stuff. So I'm not just out here rapping. Like I make movies. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be creative on my content to match and reflect my art and who I am as a creator. So, I'm gonna be in control of making sure everything's creatively like on point. So that's
yeah.
that's one thing that's going on. Other things are murals. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in Houston next month working on a a crazy mural. I can't really talk about it too much, but just know it's gonna have some legends on
Oh,
there. Um, I'm gonna be in Nashville in August working on a DMX mural out there. Um,
oh,
I gotta go to, I'll be in Jersey also the end of July. I gotta do a mural out there. A lot of murals. I'm booked heavy until like September, and
oh.
then yeah, and then I gotta work on some NBA content. Actually, right now I have you from Fredo Santana. Am I saying it right? Fredo
Yeah,
Santana. How do
yeah,
you say
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
He
Fredo.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm doing something. You're gonna see it soon. I can't talk about it too much, but I'm doing something for Spotify for Rap Caviar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So that's coming, and then Aniki is coming. I got a lot of different things coming to you, so just stay tuned. More music, more art, more fashion. My merchandise on my website, andaluztheartist.com. You know what I'm saying? And you know where to catch me, man. Everything on Andaluz the Artist, and that's pretty much what it is, man.
man. I see you over there, man. Humble, hard working, man. Got a whole lot going on. You know what I'm saying?
Try, man. I try.
Yeah, man. I want to thank you for coming through to address the culture, man. Your energy, your spirit, man. You're a God fearing man, which I think personally allows you to reach them certain heights that a lot of people can't reach, man. I just feel your
I
aura and
appreciate
your
that.
spirit, man, and it's dope, man. So consider this your home away from home, brother.
Appreciate
Anytime you
that.
got anything you want to talk about, want to make a movie, man, we come through. We talk about it, and we're gonna make it a movie, man. I truly appreciate you coming through to address the culture.
No problem, brother, and I appreciate you having me. And you know, Chicago, man, I got love for Chicago. I was there last time, was right before the coronavirus hit in February of last year for the All-Star weekend. I did a Kobe Bryant piece at a Jordan Brand event. I was supposed to go back, but quarantine stopped that. So hopefully I'll be back soon, but I would love to do like a cool mural out there. So if anybody that you know, any people, any restaurants, businesses are interested in something dope, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'll be out there sooner than later and we could do some cool stuff while I'm out there. And yeah, brother, sky's the limit. And just so y'all know, man, keep God first. I keep God first. But listen, I got bars still, so just know that, man. Just know I got the bars, dog. Just be prepared. This album's gonna, you know what it is? This album's gonna hit people. It's already hitting people. Whoever hears it, they love it. It's beating people over their head because they don't expect. They expect you. You know, people expect you to be. If you're really good at one thing, they expect you to not to be good at anything else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already winning because even if I'm decent, people go, yo, he's decent. So we're good to go, man.
Yeah, I could definitely relate. I get it. Wearing multiple hats myself. You know what I'm saying? Nice. So yeah, man. I appreciate you coming through, bro. We definitely gonna link up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put some stuff together, man. You know what I'm saying? I like when like-minded individuals come together, man. We can take over. You know what I'm talking about? So man, we definitely gonna put something together, man. Time is something that you can't get back. So I appreciate you coming to give me yours. You feel me?
No problem, brother. And may you stay blessed, man. You and Joe, may you continue to prosper, man. And may God continue to bless you and your whole family.
Man, thank you, brother. And I'm receiving that. This is your boy, Big Wall, and this is Address the Culture. And like I always say, your culture makes you who you are. So make sure they respect it. We're going to catch you on the next episode. We out of here.
Peace.
It's 64, boy.
Scratch.
Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we